Hey everybody, welcome to a new feud. I'm your host and judge, Lemaire Lee. Thank you guys for checking us out. We have a wonderful episode for you tonight. We have two great comedians, two dear friends of mine. I will say their names. Ned Arnold as one and Dorian Vasquez as the other. These two comedians have great opinions and they're going to fucking duke it out for you tonight. And before we start, let me explain the rules to you. So tonight we're on Feud, which is the game show of hilariously bad opinions, which means you guys will, not you guys, you the audience are the jury, which means you will vote on which person gets to vote, gets the point. This is a competition between Ned and Dorian to see who has whose opinions you vibe with more. So they're going to be debating and presenting points, and you guys are supposed to vote off of those points. Not any outside biases, just the points they're making. And we like to say on Feud, we don't think with our brains because that'll hurt when you're making the decision. When you vote, we like to say, don't think with your brains because your brains will hurt. You don't think with your hearts because your hearts will break. You think with your genitals down there because that's what you use to make your worst decisions with. When you listen to these opinions, vote with your genitals. And now, let's get it going and bring up our first comedian this evening, straight out of West Philly, right? Give it up for Ned Arnold. Oh, he believes, I'm going to tell you what he believes. He believes she shouldn't have left. So give it up for Ned Arnold, everybody. Ned, how are you? You're on the screen now. Ned?
Nah, why did she leave me?
I don't know, man. I don't think I'm the person to ask.
Why did she leave? Just tell me. I got this tattoo.
What was the
I got this tattoo. It cost $1,100. I don't know if you can see it properly.
I can see it. Is that of the girl?
It's supposed to be. Well, if I could just remember what she looked like. It's been so long. It's been at least like 3 days, I think, or a million years, whichever came first.
Well, that looked like a girl to me, so
I'm pretty sure it's a woman. Yeah. She told me she identified as female. I believed her. I don't ask.
You shouldn't ask. That's rude.
What, should I go over there? That's the real question. Should I call her? Should I just show up? Should I bring her flowers or bake a cake?
Nope.
Should I show up with nothing, as I probably end up will doing in about a couple of weeks?
Well, honestly, the last thing you should do is show up, because if she doesn't want you, she's not gonna.
But I know she does. It tears me apart because just this corona, we're socially distancing. That's the problem, Lemaire.
Is that why you're not?
If only this disease was eradicated.
Did she leave?
If I could get some play, for fuck's sake.
Well, Ned, thank you.
Only I could remember her name too, so I could look her up on Facebook.
Wow, it sounds like a lost dream. But we have more competitors to introduce this evening, and I got to give it up. This guy, come on, this guy is my main boon coon. No racism. We've been out doing shit together, and he's handsome as hell. Give it up for Dorian Vasquez. And his opinion is we should be able to spay and neuter people. Dorian Vasquez, hello. You're on the screen now.
Yo, hey, how's it going, guys? Give it up for Lemaire's yes-anding Ned.
Hey, man, I'm a professional improver. That's what I do.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fucking Arnold manufactured screaming. Oh, I'm gonna not scream.
That's real emotion.
That's real emotion.
Well, Dorian, explain your opinion a little bit. Why do you think we should be able to spay and neuter people?
Your parents are asleep, dude.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Why do you think we should be able to spay and neuter people?
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot that. Okay, so I've been thinking about this because I've been watching a lot of Judge Judy reruns recently, and we clearly have too many. Like, if you go to the worldometer, we still are producing way more people than the Rona is killing. First of all,
yeah,
and I don't know the system for how we need to neuter people, but we clearly don't need this many people.
Yeah, there's too many people.
At the very least, we can. I don't know. At least, like, if we could find a balance between how many people cause problems versus contributing. Like, I think there, somewhere in there is, like, if you have too many allergies, just fucking snip.
Wait, let me get you that point real quick. Look at it. Ting. Oh, wait, that's Ned. This one should be yours. Never mind, it didn't come up. But I think you're right, dude. Oh, Brandon says Bill Gates Jr. Thank you so much, you, Ned. But, Ned, what do you think about being able to spay and neuter people?
I think it's a terrible idea. If we didn't spay or neuter people, who would we make fun of? This is the real question.
We don't have to make fun of those people. We can make fun of other people.
Oh my God! But this the thing about we just need an inexhaustible supply of idiots in this country. Because how would I mean? Do you guys know about a little thing called capitalism? Exactly. All right. What the fuck are we gonna switch to? Being Jewish? That doesn't work out. I've seen the movies.
Well, that's fair. And Dorian, how do you feel about her leaving Ned?
I mean, she clearly wasn't an improviser. She couldn't. Yes.
She had no skills.
No.
She just fucking She just knowed. That's.
Well, guys.
Did you yes and her into a relationship?
Well, guys, let's get on to this game. We have a tremendous game for these people tonight, and let's. I'm going to use my random magic generator to decide who goes first. And you know who goes first? Ned, you're going first. And your opinion that you have to defend for 2 minutes. Give me 1 second. Your opinion that you're going to have to defend is that. Come on. All right. Here we go. You're going to have to defend that everyone should be a trillionaire. And the time starts now. You have 2 minutes to defend. Go.
All right. Well, listen, as you may know, noted bald creep Jeff Bedazzle recently became the first, or he's on track, I think, to become the first trillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read, so I don't really know. I just kind of pick up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I think we should all join him. We should all be trillionaires. Can you imagine the look on a starving African child's face after you tell him he's going to have $1 trillion and then explain to him for 5 minutes what exactly that means? It'd be beautiful. And plus, if everyone's a trillionaire, that means money. Nobody has to give a shit anymore. So we can just go back to the barter system, or we can all just have enough stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know, and this is actually a fact, did you know if all the money in the world was spread equally, we'd all have like $7 and we'd be all flat broke?
No.
But we have enough food. So I propose that we all become trillionaires. Trump can send a check. He can just do something. Direct deposit, Venmo, whatever, Cash App for some certain sections of the populace. So I'm not going to say which ones.
Yeah.
And we can all we trillionaires. Can you imagine the look on everybody's face when they wake up in the morning and they see that their bank has clearly made a huge mistake and that money is useless now, and that everything they've worked for is defunct.
Is that all you have? Is that your time?
I mean, I could go on.
If you have about 45 seconds in counting.
I'd just like to say that fuck Jeff Bezos. I mean, I'm switching to eBay exclusively.
Damn.
And
well, thank you, Ned.
And I'll barter for more time if that's possible.
No, it's not possible. You're out of time. That was a great argument. I agree. I think everyone should be billionaires. Why not? They're printing money anyway. So
for real?
Yeah. They're just literally printing money and handing it out. Why don't they make us all billionaires and get rid of student loans? You're a smart man, Ned. Jay Simpson says, you look like the girl Jojo Rabbit found in the wall.
Oh, what a topical reference from the young man.
Yeah. Well, Dorian, it's your turn.
Hiding in his head.
Dorian, it's your turn. You have 1.5 minutes to refute these claims that everyone should be a billionaire. And your time, well, unmute you. I got to unmute you. Your time, well, that was an untimely mute. Well, your time starts now. You got 1.5 minutes. Go.
For why we shouldn't be trillionaires?
Yeah.
I mean, clearly not everyone should be, because, I mean, fucking, if we don't have any pores, then who do I look down on? If we're all trillionaires, I mean, granted, I can see solutions like my fucking family who decided not to immigrate to the U.S., be it stop asking me to send them shit, which is like, I mean, it would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I love that feeling of importance because I'm above them. So I guess what I'm saying is we should not all be I mean, if we're all trillionaires, then whose jobs can I steal?
Damn.
Whose jobs can my people take?
Yeah.
If there's no jobs to steal, then I can't be better than the dumb whites.
30 seconds. If you want to keep going, you don't have to keep going.
Free Louis.
Time.
I don't know.
Time. Okay. Wow. That's wonderful. Great arguments, guys. Great points presented by the both of you. But let me go to the audience real fast. I'm going to open up the voting, and then you guys will debate for final votes. So here we go. You vote pro if you think everyone should be trillionaires, and you vote con if you believe the opposite. And you guys debate. Dorian's dying.
I hope women are watching this.
There's some women watching this. So it's your turn. You audience, you vote pro or con. Pro if you think everyone should have $1 trillion. Con if you think everyone should not have $1 trillion because who can you work for? Whose jobs can you steal? And audience, it's your turn to vote. You guys get those last minute votes. You guys try to get votes. Like, make last minute points right now.
Listen, we should all be trillionaires. Can you imagine all the shit you wouldn't be able to buy? Come on, think about it.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still trying to figure out who I can get to work for me. And
True.
I like stealing. I personally, I don't want to have so much. I don't want to have so much plenty that I stop stealing. Like I
really wouldn't have it. You have to steal. A fucking Kit Kat would cost $2 billion. We'd be fine. Nothing would change.
The sense of thrill from just taking things that don't belong to you is too great to be rich. That's all I'm saying.
That's the only thing stopping you, huh?
Well, you guys.
Yeah, honestly, like I would steal all the vehicles.
Well, the votes are in, and right now, Dorian, you get the point. So give him that one up. Dorian, you get the point. The con gets a square. So it's up 1-0 Dorian. And Dorian, it's your turn to defend your opinion now. And that opinion is that. Here we go. All right, this is a good one.
Wait, which one?
It's immigrants should be granted citizenship after banging a certain number of dumb Americans. Not yet. Wait,
yeah.
not yet.
Okay.
Let me get in. Time on the clock starts now.
I mean, I did live for a while in the Midwest, and it's happening anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them are only doing it so that they can eventually marry a fat white. Like, I don't know how many indoor soccer fields I've been in that are just filled with clearly a very drunk man who is like my height.
Yeah.
With his bedazzled pants and fucking overly moosed hair.
Yeah.
Just with his arms around like Honey Boo Boo's mom, and she's like, I love him. And if you ask him how he feels about her, he just kind of trails off, just like, oh, it's just people are fucking papers. Papers is the reason. Yeah. So I'm just saying, if you can just present a quota of how many dumb, I'm just gonna say Americans, not even whites, because that you fucked. I'm just saying, you might as well. You've clearly ejaculated enough to get into the country.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. I think you should be allowed to, because for one, you're going to increase. It's going to better the gene pool because now they don't all look alike down the line because there's no longer as much inbreeding. And if they are terrible, to my first point, if we just produce more shitty people, we'll be neutering them anyway.
Okay, is that your time, or you got more?
Yeah, I get. That was an anticlimactic ending, but I'm done.
All right, time. I thought you were done. That's why I asked. All right, that was a solid debate. No, good job. I do agree. Who will have like we should have immigrants having sex with communities that are.
To add to that, I'm not just talking about Mexicans. I'm talking about all immigrants.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, you're talking about the Japanese who need their passports desperately.
Dorian, we have a question.
British citizens who are fucking white women.
We have a question, Dorian, but I'll ask you when we get back to the voting. So now, Ned, it's your turn to refute these arguments. You have 1.5 minutes, and your time starts. It starts right now.
I mean, first off, how would you even keep track of that? What are we supposed to do? Just like get them tested? How are you supposed to keep track of how many an illegal immigrant? We already don't know how many there are in this country. What are we supposed to do? Just ask them? And they'll lie like all men do about their numbers to inflate them artificially as, But I do like the idea. I would say that instead of just fucking them, you should have to have a kid. They should be anchor babies. And I think that's remarkably similar to our current policy. I'm not actually sure what's going on there because I'm privileged, but so I just smooth in, I just woke up and I was here. I didn't have to like get on a plane or a boat.
You got 45 seconds.
I just think that, listen, gonorrhea, they say that once you have it for life. I think that is good. I think just everybody who has gonorrhea should be allowed to be an American citizen. Worldwide.
Is that your is that your
yeah?
Is that your counter argument?
Yes, that's
Ooh,
I
okay.
think everybody with gonorrhea, we should test them and then tell them, hey, bitch, say goodbye, say hello to the Statue of Liberty.
It should be its own ethnicity, the gonorrhea Americans.
Yeah, I'm a proud gonorrhea American.
Well, that's time.
I'm a proud tax-paying gonorrhea American.
I'm a gonorrhean.
Gonorrhea.
Well, that's time, boys.
I'm honorary American gonorrhean.
Let's open this up to the votes. You vote pro if you think immigrants should be given citizenship after banging a certain number of dumb Americans, and you vote con if you think anybody with gonorrhea should be an American. And your time starts now. Go vote. Oh, Dorian, here's the question. How much is enough ejaculate? What's the amount?
I mean, to be fair, you don't have to ejaculate. I don't know if you've seen
and
the
is
American.
it metric or imperial? How is it measured?
Yeah, dude.
Because that's quite the problem.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you got to answer these questions.
I mean, if you're coming to the U.S., you have to learn how to measure in the imperial system. That's all I'm saying, because we're clearly not going to switch to metric.
No.
Yeah, fuck that.
You should learn the language. You should measure your cum in cups.
Cups. How much do you come?
I mean,
Tablespoons, surely.
I don't know if you've seen the population of Latin America. And, well, it's just.
Yeah.
No, that's a damn fine point you're making.
Not to be impartial or anything, but Dorian's people come a lot.
I mean, not as much as like India or China, but I mean, we're fucking
number 3.
Yeah, dude. Third most comes. I mean,
wow. You guys.
I mean, we have the third largest big cat, so I mean, it makes sense that we have the third largest comes.
Well,
so
the votes are in, and I gotta say, Dorian, the person who asked the question, Max Shepard, they said you gotta measure it in liters. But here we go. The point, it goes to Ned. Ned, you get the point. That's 1-1. Wow, this is a great competition. You guys, this is heated. Oof, this is great. So, Ned, it's your turn to defend your second opinion, which is men should get vasectomies at birth.
Yes, this is a great one.
Yep,
all right.
2 minutes to defend it, starting
just
now.
spaying and neutering people at random. All right, listen, we should just, everybody, do it like circumcision. Just package it in. They get circumcised, and then they get and for the people who don't get, this is probably going to be an America only thing. I don't know how the global stage is going to take it, but as we've said over and over again, and the Rona has proved, there's too many goddamn people on this planet. We should just, look, I mean, where are my notes?
No, dude, keep
do it
going.
at birth, get it out the way, make it easier for women. Birth control wouldn't be a thing anymore, so everybody would be able to control their hormone supply. I know these things because I read Cosmo. Yeah.
If that's all, if you don't have to keep going, you can let me know when you're finished.
Men should all get vasectomated. They should all
be mutilated down below.
Yeah, not mutilated, just changed.
Changed better.
Yes.
We need to evolve somehow. Force the evolution. I hear you.
Yeah.
Ned, thank you. That was a great argument. You made some solid points there. I don't know I don't know. Let's let Dorian refute what you have to say. Dorian, it's your turn. You have a minute and a half on the clock, and your time starts now.
Well, I do agree that we need to chop off a good amount of testes. I'm not entirely convinced that we should do it for everyone across the board. And my reasoning is some people have good genes. I mean, I have great hair. First,
you mentioned Stevie Jr. in this place.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, like the way I look at it is, if you go on any dating site or go on any statistic of what women look for in a person, they usually look for a very specific type on a general scale, which is like 6'1" and not me. I know I'd be neutered. I'm just saying that we should at least, because women are eugenicists, so we should at least allow them the choice of who should be allowed to stay based on their standards instead of speaking for them. You chauvinist, Arnold.
That is some hard feminism you're throwing at me.
Is that your time, Dorian?
I speak from
stunning.
Yeah, I'm speaking for the broads, dude.
You're like the broad Lorax.
Yeah, okay, let me open up the votes. I'll open up the votes. Let me open the. You guys vote pro. If you
Can I just say one last thing?
not yet. No. Wait till the votes happen. Wait till the votes start. Then you can say whatever you want.
When the votes start,
you guys vote pro if you think men should be vasectomized at birth, and you vote con if you agree the other way. First off, I want to say this is certainly a conversation with 3 men who will be vasectomied. So Ned, what's your point?
Without question.
Yeah.
Ned, what was your extra point? Go ahead, make it. You can make it now.
It's reversible. If you want to have a baby so badly, then have one. It would just prevent a lot of accidents, and everybody would benefit. We already control whether women can have babies or whatever. The state is already in women's pussies. It might as well be in men's dicks as well.
Wow. Dorian, do you have any refutes?
That's a good fucking point.
Well, if you don't have any refutes, I'm going to give this point to Ned.
Fuck. I mean, it's kind of look, I just think there should be at least a certain age and proof that you're trash before we neuter you. I mean, which means there's going to be a ton of neutering going on, but at least give it a couple years. You never know. Sometimes I might hit a growth spurt at 35.
Well, you guys, despite this neutering argument, we have Ned, you get that point. You got the pro with the point. You get that one. So, Dorian, you have one last argument to make. And this one, I don't see how you can lose this one, honestly. This is a good... You ready? Sorry, I'm getting the timer ready. And then, okay. You should be allowed... Okay. You should be allowed off your first murder by saying, I'm sorry. Dorian, you have 2 minutes on the clock. Go.
All right. Here's... Everybody that I know wants to murder at least one person. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. If you want to, you should be allowed at least one. And if you feel bad about it and don't murder anymore, I think that's fine. I think you have to know what murder feels like before you can really feel bad about it. So, I mean, if you're sorry and you don't do it again, I don't see the problem. I've killed animals as a kid.
R.I.P.
When you go hunting or something, and I shot a bird, and I remember being like, oh, that fucking sucks, and I've never shot a bird since. Because I felt bad. So I'm just saying, I think if you commit 2 murders, then you go to jail. But for the first one, you should get out of jail for that, because I mean, you have a chance to regret. People make mistakes. Is all I'm saying.
All
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Dorian, that's your time. And let me say this: a lot of people. Wow. I'll read the comments when we get to the voting, but let me say this: I don't know. As a person who excessively apologizes.
Oh yeah, no. If you do the same awful shit twice and you try apologizing the second, it's like shitty boyfriends and everything. Like it's like, oh, it won't happen again, baby. This is the 5th time. Fuck you. It's gonna happen again. You go to jail or die or whatever. But
that's the opposite of the system. How the system actually works. In the system, if you get tried for one charge and you do it again, you don't get tried for it. Double jeopardy. Anyway.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
The system works.
The system works. And Ned, it's your turn to refute Dorian's claims, and your time starts now.
I mean, the first thing I can just think of off the top of my head, if that was in fact a law that was passed into this great country, we would, you, me, and Lemaire probably even would all be fucking dead. So anyway. We would be gone.
I'd kill you just for your voice cracking.
Oh my God. Listen, puberty has chosen such a terribly time to strike. But anyway, listen.
I'm listening.
We'd all be, so many people would be, first off, what's to stop a serial killer from just like taking new identities, maybe even of each person he kills, each person looking like him enough for him to, whatever. And then he ends up murdering 1,000 people and just saying sorry after each time. I mean, that's a loophole if I ever saw one in my life.
Wow.
Second off, murder is wrong. And
No.
And killing a bird is not. If you want to feel what killing looks like or feels like or whatever or smells like, just go play Call of Duty and buy some scented candles that are really gross or something. I don't know.
Do you have any more arguments?
I just want to say that I've never killed anyone, and I've never killed any avian species, and the only thing I'm killing right now is my will.
Well, okay. Time, and thank you, Ned, Dorian, and Ned. Okay, so I'm going to go pro. I'm going to read some comments, and then you guys get the vote. So you guys, audience, it's your turn. You vote pro if you think that you should be able to get away with your first murder by saying, I'm sorry. And you vote con if you think the opposite. Now, let me... Dorian, someone called you Jeffrey Dahmer. Dahmer. Jay said that's a huge Hitler mustache. Ned, I think May said you're revealing your murder plan.
It's actually a regular mustache. If it was on Hitler, I'm just little.
Now I want you guys to know, audience, this is important. If your vote matter. If you vote Dorian, the game continues going, and if you vote Ned, he wins. And let me say that if you guys vote Dorian, then if you vote pro, then I need an opinion from one of you guys. Just place it in the comments, and we'll have them debated. So now you guys go get them votes.
Okay.
No, you guys vote. You guys argue. Get the last points in.
Oh, fucking you shouldn't kill people and just be allowed to say you're sorry afterwards. That's retarded.
At least the first time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the first time. Do you remember your first time? I remember mine.
I'm just saying. First of all, no one knows if they like being a murderer unless they've tried it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm never gonna know if I'm gonna like murdering because I've never murdered a person, and I don't plan to. I mean, it doesn't. I'm not saying if it interests you to murder. Yeah, give it one try. I mean, you can't look on a parallel argument. You can't know if you're gay if you've never put a finger in your butt. At least, just fucking.
Wouldn't it be fucked up if you killed somebody and then you said you're sorry and then you met someone later who you really wanted to kill and you were like, oh fuck.
Well, look, at that point it's your loss and you have to take that L. That's all I'm saying. It's fair. It's fair. It's fair.
I would feel I'd almost be honored to be like somebody like that's a big get out of jail free card. To use that, I mean, you really have to hate someone.
Yeah, if you use to get your first murder voucher on you is like that's an honor. I mean, somebody cared enough about you to want to kill you. All right, I'm losing this one.
After you're 18, because there were a couple. I mean, I was 12 and I was an angry little 12-year-old.
You didn't lose it yet, Dorian. It's tight right now. It's a tight vote. That's why I haven't called it. It's a tight vote. I'm going to call it in like 10 seconds and then have to make the decision. But it's tight. It's pretty tight. No. You guys have any more arguments?
Just that if the Russians are hacking this election, I'd just like them to say "Lublю тебя, yeah," or something.
All right.
Fucking
what? Ned, I think you just lost your vote.
I was gonna say, what is that commie talk you're throwing?
Okay. So you guys, I have to call the votes. Oh, we have a question for Manny. Who would you murder? Do you have someone in mind already?
Who, Dorian or me?
Both of you. Either.
Oof. I don't.
Myself, clearly. I mean, God.
Okay. All right, boys.
I don't know. There's got to be at least one obnoxious asshole comments way too much on my Facebook feed. I just, I don't know. I fucking.
They have a block button, sir.
Yeah, no, fair. I unfollow enough people so I don't think about murder.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
Well,
so I don't know who I would because I just don't look at them anymore.
Use the very law you're arguing for. I rest my case.
Damn. Ooh,
you know what,
Dorian?
That is fair. Just, but also because
murder me.
Wait, what's his arm? I gotta hear his arm. I can hear his counterpoint.
Yeah, to be fair, look, you got me on that, but at the same time, it's because you only get one. I'd want it to count. Why would I want to use it on just any dickhead who I could just unfollow and never talk to?
You know what you could do? You could sell it. You could sell you could be like, hey, listen, if you already used yours up, I'll kill somebody for you and then apologize saying
I mean, that's the other thing too, is if you really wanted, like, you can always eBay your murder and make fucking I can make my trillion just on eBaying my murder.
Okay. Well, you guys, I'm calling it and I gotta go. This is the votes. I counted the votes and they were tied. So this is me based on the judge, and I have to vote fairly and based on the things presented.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to know I have killed a bird. Yes.
Okay.
I dropped a
Voting
rock
for
on a
me
bird
is
when I was a
vote for
kid.
America.
Oof. And I killed a frog too. I squeezed it to death. So it was in a bag. I was at camp. I picked it up. I didn't know it was a frog. I just squeezed the bag and it went quack, and I was like, "Oh no!" But as I as a two-time,
Did you sit on it like Uncle Phil?
Yeah, it went squeak. Yeah.
Did you apologize to Miss Piggy after it happened?
No, I apologize. I did apologize, but that would be 2 murders and I would be in jail. So I have to go with Ned because currently I wouldn't go to jail for the same crime. So Ned, you get the point and you get the win.
Oh,
That's the win, Ned. You're up. You won. Sorry, Dorian. No offense. It was a great time.
That's all good.
It was just like a regular frog, like a camp frog. I don't know. It was small. It was in a bag. Somebody already bagged it up. So, like, all right. Ned,
So wait, somebody put a frog in a bag.
still alive.
I don't know if it was still alive. It was just a
And it
frog
was-
in a bag. I pick up the
now
bag.
You're just trying to be cool. Surely.
I picked
Yeah.
up the bag and I squeezed
First
it,
of all,
okay?
then your argument is moot. If it was in a fucking bag, somebody put a frog in a bag, you don't know if it was alive or not. That would technically be a manslaughter. So you're a dick. For not voting for it.
Hey, my
With your 1.5 murder.
excuse me, I'm the king. I am the judge. So the judge is not in question. I was just, yeah. So Ned, you win, and Ned, here's your options. You can shame Dorian for 30 seconds for his opinions if you'd like, or you don't have to.
I mean, I'd just like to congratulate.
You should.
I should
totally-
if you want.
I should shame you for what?
No, but well, thank you for doing it, guys. Thank you for being on. I'm going to promote the next show. The Zoom's about to end, so you guys can stay or whatever. But I'm going to turn your mics down. You guys will hear me. I won't hear you. Sorry, but I'm going to thank you for doing it. Do you have anything to promote? Oh, Ned. Dorian. I'll play the sketch at the end of this. So Ned, do you have anything to promote?
I got stuff coming, but nothing. Nothing right now.
Dorian.
Yeah. Lemaire and I have shot at least 3 sketches. Well, we shot 4 sketches, but have put out 3 so far during the Rona. And there's more coming. So look at both of our pages because we got stuff coming out. I think we're at 25K in the last 24 hours.
Hey, dude, no bragging.
36 hours.
Don't brag. Don't let
for-
them. Don't brag. Let them watch it. They can see it. I'm gonna put it on at the end. I'm trying to get the link now. So you guys vamp a little bit, talk a little bit. I'm getting the link and then I'll play the sketch.
Seriously, like he tries to impress us. He says like I killed a frog. Then it turns out he killed a dead frog that was already been
Yes. Yeah, he's just fucking
It is not murder.
trying to sound cool. Like I murdered 2 things. No, you didn't. You fucking liar.
I'm not a liar.
You should go to jail for being a liar.
Judges can't
They
lie.
be like, no, you don't understand. I swatted a mosquito just the other day.
Dude, to be fair, a feud show in a penitentiary would be the shit. That would be if you were doing feud in like the opinions would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'd have
Like
to
I
live
think
stream
you
in
should
from the White
stab
House.
10 people before you go to jail.
Like you'd be able to get Cosby and all right.
Heavy hitters, it's true.
Well,
Yeah.
I should have downloaded it before, but that's it. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys in a little. So thank you guys for doing it. I really appreciate it. Ned, you got your first win. Dorian, sorry. You guys, we'll have you back. I'll have you both back on, not against each other, against other people at a different time in the future. But thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, everybody, that was a tremendous feud, right? Ned and Dorian putting in the work. They did a great job. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And the next feud will be this Friday at 7 p.m. And this feud, it's a great one. Let me tell you who it is. It's John Derry versus Hannah Trav. Wow. The Moonshine Boys and Girl going at it. That's going to be a good one this Friday here on same YouTube, same Facebook channel. That's not how you say it. Same Facebook page, different video. I don't know. But anyway, watch it on Friday. It'll be Hannah Travers, John Derry. It'll be sick. And then next week, I'm going to try this thing on May 29th. I'm doing it. It's called Feud at Home, where I'll be at someone's house and I'll be producing an episode of Feud. So that'll be a great experience. And thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that shit. And goodbye.